Good morning, year two. Happy Tuesday. We hope that you had a lovely holiday, that you were able to rest and relax and spend some time away from the screen. Today we start term 5, the last term of year 2, and our unit for global perspectives this term is water, food, and farming. So we're going to begin the unit with this week's question. Where does our food come from? So let's look at this together. Where does our food come from? Our food. What did you eat today? What have you had for breakfast? Did you ever wonder where our food comes from? All of our food comes from plants and animals. Food from plants. Oranges are a type of fruit. Oranges grow on plants called orange trees. Apples and bananas also grow on trees. Blueberries are another type of fruit. Blueberries grow on small trees called shrubs. And shrubs are plants too. Grapes and watermelons are also types of fruit. These fruits grow on plants called vines. Carrots are vegetables. Carrots grow under the ground as a root. Onions and beets also grow under the ground. Many other vegetables grow above the ground. And some of these vegetables are lettuce, broccoli, and cabbage. We eat other kinds of plants too. Bread and pasta come from grains. Grains are the seeds of some plants. Wheat, corn, and rice are types of grains. Food from animals. Milk and cheese come from cows. These foods can also come from sheep and goats. Cows, sheep, and goats are types of animals. And eggs come from a type of bird called a chicken. Birds are animals too. Burgers are made from beef. Beef is meat from animals called cattle, like cows. Bulls and cows are cattle. Ham and bacon come from pigs. Pigs are animals too. Spaghetti with meatballs, yummy in my tummy. Where does spaghetti with meatballs come from? The pasta comes from wheat plants. The sauce comes from tomato plants. And the meatballs come from cattle. The cheese comes from milk from cows. And the yummy in my tummy comes from all of it. Okay, so that is a very good explanation of where food comes from. So now you have an idea of what we're going to be talking about this week. Okay, so if we go ahead, let's look at breakfast. Okay, here for breakfast, we have a nice complete meal. Okay, we're just missing a nice cup of chai or of coffee. Okay, so let's go ahead. We have bread here. This bread comes from wheat, the grain, okay? So we take these wheat, the seeds from the plant, and we can grind it and make bread. Strawberries come from a shrub or a small little plant. Tomatoes also come from a little tomato tree, a tomato plant. Eggs come from a chicken or a hen. Hen lays the eggs. Broccoli comes from a plant that grows above the ground. Bacon comes from pigs. Cheese comes from cows. Mushroom is also a plant. Let's look at our lunch. Here we have a nice balanced lunch. So we have our protein, our vegetables, fruits, and grains. First, we have our fruits here, which we have a nice vine of grapes. It's a nice plant. We have here carrots that grow under the ground as roots. We have celery, which grow above the ground. Here we have some chicken, and then we have some rice. So rice is like wheat. Rice grows as a seed on a plant. Ah, and I know everyone likes one of these, a cheeseburger for dinner. Now, if you think about it, look at this cheeseburger. For you, it's very easy to eat. You're like, oh, I love it. It's so good. But if I ask you, where does your cheeseburger come from? You might say, oh, maybe McDonald's or maybe the Black Hero. Okay, there's so many different restaurants. But if I ask you, no, where do they get all of their ingredients? All of these different things, where does it come from? Let's look. The bread comes from wheat, okay? So they take it from the wheat plants to make the flour, and then they make bread with it. Then we have the ketchup. Ketchup comes from tomatoes, which is a plant. The cheese comes from a cow. The beef comes from cattle. The onion comes from a plant. The lettuce also comes from a plant. And the tomato comes from the plant as well. So you see, all of our food comes from plants or animals, okay? So this is your task for today, or for this week, excuse me. You're gonna need a piece of paper, a pencil, colors. You're going to choose one of your meals this week. And on a piece of paper, you're going to draw a circle representing your plate or whatever you're eating. And there you're going to draw all of your food from your meal onto that plate. And you're gonna label the food on your plate. And then you're gonna label and draw where each food item comes from. So for example, I'm gonna go back so I can show you. If I eat something like this, I'm going to make sure to draw a circle in the middle, oops, circle in the middle, okay? So I can go ahead and draw a circle there. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and draw a nice circle in the middle of my paper, a much better circle than Miss Carolina, I'm sure. Okay, if I draw a nice circle, there we go, much better, okay? And this could become my plate. On my plate then, I'm going to go ahead and draw all of the different things that I had for my meal. And then I'm going to go ahead and label everything. So here I would write, what is this called? This is rice. These are grapes. Then we have some carrots and some celery and some chicken. Once I label my food on my drawing, then I can go ahead and take that and tell where they come from. This comes from, let's see if you remember, it comes from a plant because it is a vine, okay? It is a vine. So if I go ahead and do that one, I could draw there the little plant, the vine of grapes. I can draw here the plant. I can draw this one, and I can draw chicken, okay? And the plant of wheat, all right? So that is your task for today. What you're going to be doing, let me clear all of that, there we go, is you're going to simply be drawing your meal, one of your meals this week, one of them, draw it, label the food, and then label and draw where each food item comes from, okay? So it's a pretty easy peasy task, all right? If you have any questions, please ask, and we are here to help you and have fun with it. We can't wait to see how creative your plate looks, okay? Have a good day.